What's going on, guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I turned my Phantom Solana wallet into a low 5-figure budget into a high 6 figures, almost touching the 7 figures in just a matter of a week. So make sure to stay tuned until the end of the video. I'm going to give you some steps and some guidelines and overall a big deep dive into my research when it comes to trading meme coins. So before we get started, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I don't know what you're doing if you haven't subscribed yet. Drop a like, it really helps with the algorithm, and also make sure to follow me on X because there's a lot of calls in there as well, and you will get some of the alpha before I actually bring it out to the YouTube. Okay, so the first step is actually getting a setup right, because if your setup is not set up correctly, then you're not going to be set up for success. It should be pretty self-explanatory. So the first thing that you have to do is download Phantom Wallet. You can download it for your phone, you can download it for as a Web3 extension on Google Chrome. So you will basically just click on download. I'm not going to download it again since I have it already. It's a hot wallet. It's going to be a browser extension. I don't have it here because I'm using another browser. Make sure that you are on the correct extension. It's this one that is linked through the official website, which is phantom.app. Always make sure to use the correct URL because there's a lot of scams, there's a lot of fake apps. So if you can see right here, it's verified by phantom.app. It has a 4-star rating and 902 ratings by the time of me shooting this video with 4 million users. So the first thing, avoid scams, because if you download it on the App Store, I know that there's a lot of scams right there. So always make sure that you're going through the right, so always make sure that you're using the right one, and you go through the official channels, which is the website phantom.app. That is the first thing. After you download it, you're gonna essentially buy some Solana on a centralized exchange. I do recommend Bybit. This is the best centralized exchange that I personally use, unless you're based in the US or the UK, because in those countries, Bybit is not operating, unfortunately. In that case, I will use Bluffin, and there's massive discounts and bonus campaigns that you're gonna get access by using my referral link down in the description, such as the $30,000 free deposit campaign through Bybit. So make sure to use my referral links. After you're done so, you're going to trade your USDT to Solana, and then you're going to withdraw the Solana into your Phantom wallet. So with the Solana in your Phantom wallet, you're going to be able to start trading the memes that you're going to find probably on Dex Screener, like I do, if you want to follow my thought process. But that's pretty much that. As long as you have Solana on your Phantom wallet, you're good to go. The last step is going to be to go on Jupiter. The URL is jup.ag. Always make sure that you're on the correct one. What you're going to do is connect your Phantom wallet. So you click connect wallet, and after you've done so, you're going to be able to exchange Solana under the swap section. You pay Solana for the cryptocurrency, the meme coin that you're going to exchange. So for instance, if I go on Trump Mania, which is, of course, one of the picks that we're going to discuss in a second, and also make sure that you are on the right page. So always make sure, you know, that all these numbers are correct to what you saw. And also you copy the contract address under T-Mania. It must not be pair or sol. It's the one in the middle that says T-Mania. You click on it, you're going to be able to copy the contract address. So to receive, you paste it. You click on it. So for instance, you can put 1 Solana, you can put 2 Solana, and you're gonna get the equivalent from Solana into Trump Mania. Jupiter is a decentralized exchange aggregator that is gonna compare Radium and a variety of other decentralized exchanges in the Solana ecosystem, and it's gonna give you the best available price. The only thing that you could check is the slippage setting. If you're a beginner, you can leave it to auto. If you are more advanced like me, you can put fixed, and according to the market cap and liquidity that the project has, you're gonna be able to change it. For instance, I use 1% or 0.5% in a majority of transactions. But again, if you're a beginner, just click on auto, and it's going to do the job for you. Okay, so this is the procedure. Make sure that you double check the URLs. Make sure that you don't get scammed by using fake apps, because I've seen it all too well. I've been in crypto for almost 7 years by now, so I've seen it all. Just believe me. Make sure that you don't use fake website. I can't stress this enough. And also, a final disclaimer before I give you some tactics is to never put more money than you can afford to lose. Meme coins is gambling, okay? You can get 1000x, and you can also get rugged and lose the entirety of your money. So never put more than you can afford to lose, and consider that money lost in the first place. And if you lose all the money that you're putting right now in meme coin, you should be able to live your life just fine, okay? That's my thought process behind it. I know that there's also going to be a very young audience watching this, because meme coins, you know, they're the next big thing, and people want to start making money in crypto with meme coins. I know that there's a lot of people watching this video that are not experienced experience, so always make sure to take these precautions, as I said. And also, this is not financial advice. It's just, I'm just showing you what I do personally, so that if you want, you can replicate it and maybe you get something away from it regardless, but don't treat this as financial advice. So that is also very important. So how did I make this much money, you might ask? Of course, you might ask that. And the main thing is I found projects early. I find projects when they're very small in market cap. How did I find Trumpmania? Trumpmania, I sent a buy alert between 500K and 900K in market cap, and it went to a staggering $42 million, almost reaching a 50x from the moment of my buy alert to the time of making the video. I put multiple Solana on it, so I made multiple six figures out of that trade alone. And how did I find this? So first of all, I knew that the Trump narrative was the biggest thing right there, because it was just surrounding the trial of Donald Trump. Donald Trump was in the news. Donald Trump is also, you know, a candidate for the US presidential election that he seems to be very favorable towards crypto. And all of the crypto guys are, of course, watching the situation very carefully. I also know that Trump is going to be on the news for a number of months to come. It's probably going to be there until the end of the year, because guess what? The US presidential election, they're occurring in November this year. So in my opinion, we have another good 6 months. We might experience a sell the news event once the election takes place, regardless of who wins and who loses. But I know that it's going to be in the news for a very long time. And I do predict Memecoin market to top out at Q4 this year or early Q1 next year. But what I can tell is that not only with the presidential election, but also with the trial, you know, with all the accusation that Trump has received, he's going to be in the news and he's going to pump our bags. So what I did is that I knew that that day Trump was in the news, so I looked at the best projects that were born on DEX Screener, because DEX Screener is the website that you need to use. This is very, very important. I'm also solely trading right now in the Solana ecosystem. You can see on DEX Screener that there's different ecosystems that you can buy. The only two that I recommend right now are Solana or Base. However, Solana has around 5 times the volume of Base, and because of it, and also because, you know, Base doesn't even have its own token, it's a layer 2 for Ethereum. You still need to have Ethereum on Base to trade. I do prefer Solana for all these reasons. You can do a lot of filtering here on DEX Screener, so I'm going to teach you exactly why. You click on filters down here, and first of all platforms, I'm going to select Solana because I'm not interested in any of the other projects. I'm going to put Solana. You can also put a market cap maximum. So for instance, you can put something like 2 million, which would be a good place to start if you're looking for a new gem. If you really want to go fully degen, you can also put sub 500K in market cap. Also, we can put per age 24 hours maximum. So you're going to see all the projects that have born just in the last day, in the last 24 hours. You can also put 24-hour volume. The bare minimum that I recommend is 30% volume to market cap ratio. There's a lot of other filters. Some of these are very advanced, like 6 hours buy, 6 hours sells. I usually don't look at this. What I usually do is just per age, 24 hours, 24-hour volume. And also, if something has just been born, you want a much higher trading volume. And also, if something is smaller market cap, you also want a bigger market cap volume to market cap ratio. So for instance, if a project is 200K in market cap, perhaps I still want to go towards the 300K in market cap, because it means that the volume is higher than the market cap itself, and usually that's a good sign. The project might as well rug, and I also want to give this disclaimer, because the majority of the projects that you're going to see here, 99% of these projects are going to rug within the first 48 hours. It's just about getting in at the right time and getting out at the right time. So I'm also going to give you some profit strategies by the end of the video, so make sure to stay tuned until the end. If I just apply these very simple terms that I've put, that include the trading volume, the Solana change, and the age of the crypto, we're also going to see all this list, which is actually quite big, right? So now you need to ask yourself, what is the trending narrative? What is the narrative that we're seeing right now? So for instance, one of the narratives that we've seen in the last couple of days was Mother. Of course, anything related to Iggy Azalea and the project that she launched. So all the derivatives, we've seen mother, we've seen stepsister, we've seen father, we've seen boyfriend, and then we've also seen GameStop related project and Chinese related projects. Don't ask me why, but we can take a look at all these projects, for instance. The roaring Chinese kitty, definitely getting some traction. The volume, I mean, it's not super high. It's only around 10%, so it's definitely much lower than what I would like to see. Also, make sure to use the 5-minute or the 15-minute chart at most if you're looking into new projects. So for instance, I'm seeing that this one is extremely risky. It just launched. This is a project that could go for 100x or could as well rug. So what I'm gonna do if I decide to buy this for whatever reason, I'm not telling you that I would buy this necessarily. And if you wanna see exactly what I buy and sell, of course, you're gonna have to join my VIP group because you're gonna print a lot of money. We've just been printing money for the last week or so. It's been absolutely insane. So I'm gonna talk about all the benefits of the VIP group if you guys are interested at the end of the video. But what I can tell you is that if I decide to join this, I first of all will put myself an entry. I'm gonna mark it with the highlighter right here, and I'm also gonna put myself a stop loss. So for instance, I could put a stop loss of 20 to 30% from the price. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna draw a line. I draw a line right there. So the chart is gonna go exactly. The chart is gonna go here. So bam, it triggered my stop loss. So automatically I'm gonna go on Jupiter and I'm gonna exit my trade. That depends on your risk tolerance. And you see, you would have lost money already. This is why I would have set up a stop loss. And in very poor words, it means that if this price goes down this bar, okay, I'm gonna swap it immediately. You can also put limit orders, but I would not recommend this, especially because you need to be super proactive, because you can see your investment go to zero in a matter of seconds with some of these projects, okay? So if it goes below your support zone, bam, you get out of the trade, you accept your loss, and that's okay. If on the other end, you see that your project starts mooning a little bit, and let's say that this project goes immediately to a 2x, then a 2x is where you pull out of that project immediately with your initial investment. So let's say that you put 1 Solana into that project. As soon as you reach 2 Solana worth of the project, so the price goes 2x, the market capital goes 2x, so the price goes 2x, you pull out your initial investment, meaning that you haven't lost any money, but you have the same exact quantity of money that you put in as a moon bag. That is the concept of a moon bag, meaning that you're running for free essentially. So that project could do 100x, or that project could even go to zero. If it goes to zero, you broke even, so you haven't lost any money. But if the project goes 100x, you basically made 100x out of the moon bag that you left. That is a win-win situation, and that is exactly why I can tell you that I haven't lost a single trade in the last couple of weeks that I've been doing meme degen trading, because I always take my profits when profits are due. Another project that me and my community got in the other day was Irene, Asian Mother, and this is a project that we found super early when it was probably 200k market cap or something like that. I can't remember right now, but anyway, I think that we got in here or something like that right after the red candle. And you can see that after we went here, we essentially went a 2x up already. So here you pull out your initial investment, you see that the project goes up, and you can either decide to leave it all, or if you do like me, which I'm being actually very conservative with this, I take some profits on the way up. So let's say that here, after it goes another 50% up, I take 20% of the profits that are there. So after this, you're already in profit because you're already breaking even because you took out your initial investment. It goes another 50%, you take 20% up. It goes around here, you take another 20% up. And then, yeah, guess what? It drops a little. Maybe here you don't do anything. Here you get another green candle. And perhaps here you decide that you want to go fully out. So you go completely out of that investment, and that is pretty much it. You have made a good profit. This is what I do if the project is completely high risk for me and I want to pull out because I know that the project is going to rug within 24 to 48 hours. And in fact, you can see right now that the project is going to absolute zero. So if you pull out too late, you're screwed. And this is why you need to pay close attention if you decide to go into this fully degen plays. If you want to look into something else that is a little less degen, For instance, Doug the Duck. This is another project that we started buying in my community around here actually. So it was super cheap. I think that this was around 200K in market cap. It has recently exploded. I actually made a video yesterday, so make sure to check it out if you haven't already. This, in my opinion, is going to be one of the next blue chip memes. But what I can tell you is that I do have a long-term conviction out of this project for a variety of reasons that I'm also going to explain. We're going to go through my checklist in a second. But what I can tell you is that after we went at 3x, I decided to pull out my investment out at 3x. I took out my initial and I'm not going to take any sort of profits because this is 4.7 million in market cap. I've realized that this is not going to rug, at least, I don't think that it's going to rug. It could also rug because everything is possible in crypto, but I don't think it's going to happen. So because of it, I'm going to leave my entire investment there because I think that this project has the potential to go to 100 million in market cap and above. So I'm just going to leave it there and it is what it is. It happens what happens. I could make a shitload of money or I could lose it all. I don't care. But I think that it's going to be in the 100 to 200 million range soon enough. So when we went at 3 to 4x, which I think it was around here or whatever that was, I took out my initial investment and now I have a multiple 5-figure bag of Doug the Duck that is gonna run freely. This is obviously not a degen project like Irene or Asian Mother or the Chinese Meta that we've seen in the last few days. And as a result, I'm gonna take my initial out later and not as soon as I did in my other plays. So my rule of thumb, as a recap, at 2x, I take my initial investment out if the trade is extremely degen and if it's a day trade or a 2-day trade at most, which I know is absolutely gonna rug within 48 hours. If the project stands the chance to actually be a long-term conviction that I'm gonna hold for a month or perhaps even a year, I take my initial investment out when it reaches 3 or 4x's, and then I have the rest of my bag running for free. I can take some profits here and there, or I can just leave it there. That is, of course, completely up to you. Another important thing that you guys need to analyze is the wallet distribution. So on DEX tools, you're gonna go on wallets, okay? By default, you're on the transaction tab, which is extremely useful. You're gonna go to holders and you're gonna check if the top wallets don't hold a significant percentage of the supply. If you see the top wallets that have 15, 20%, and I've seen a couple projects that had 50% of the supply in 2 or 3 wallets, that is an absolute red flag and you must not bother with this project because the chances are that they're gonna make you rug in a matter of a second. We can see here that the top wallet has only 1.88% of the supply, and you see there's not many wallets that hold a significant amount. It's very evenly distributed, and because of this project doesn't have a red flag, and because of this reason, this project is not a red flag and I'm gonna potentially invest on it. Now, a very important point that I also want to share is that I made a checklist right the other day on X. So again, just a reminder to follow me on X because there's a lot of alpha that comes your way. So let me just grab the checklist. Okay, so here's my checklist. Fair launch or close to it. What does it mean? That 100% of the tokens are in circulation. That is very important. For instance, you can see on Doug the Duck that 4.7 million is the market cap and 4.7 million is the fully diluted market cap. If the FTV was 2 times as much as the market cap, then it means that 50% of the tokens are in circulation. Because of it, I do think that this project is fair launch. All the tokens are in circulation and the wallet distribution is very good. So that is great. Next point of the checklist is the social and the website. If the project doesn't have a website, chances are that I'm not going to invest on it because the website, it's a minimum degree of effort. And if the team doesn't bother creating a website, it's probably going to rug. That is probably guaranteed. You gotta make sure, of course, that they post the contract address and that is correct. You gotta make sure that it also got a wow factor. By looking at this, I think it's freaking hilarious, dude. Like, it takes fun of all the boys club memes and Pepe on this bear, I don't remember the name, of Slurv. Duck off, it's funny, it's catchy. And I love also the social media of this, which I'm gonna examine in a second. 0 taxes, so make sure that the project doesn't have buy and sell taxes, liquidity burned. Supply, I like projects that usually have 1 billion of supply, not because of some wizardry, but because it's very straightforward. Because in this case, you can see that the price and the market cap is extremely correlated, meaning that if the market cap is gonna go to 1 billion, the price of Doug the Duck is gonna be $1, okay? And you can see by the price reflects in the market cap, so it's quite quite straightforward. I do like it this way. Mint and freeze revoked, another thing that you need to absolutely make sure of. And if the project has a roadmap, that is also a plus. It's not needed really for a meme project to perform very well. But for the projects that are more long-term holds, I think it's a very good thing to take into account, at least in my eyes. But again, if it doesn't have it, it's not necessarily a red flag. Also, let's take a look at the social media of this project. It's absolutely hilarious. I've seen a lot of the content that they're posting, and my rule of thumb is minimum of 3 posts per day, meaning that if a project posts once every few days or maybe once a day, it's too little. The team is not putting enough effort. So I want a project that puts a lot of effort into this for it to be a long-term conviction. And even if it's a short-term conviction, I absolutely want to make sure that they're very active, because otherwise it's just going to be a rug and it's not even going to take off. So very, very important. There was also an announcement in this that they hired a TikTok agency. So this is also a very interesting marketing strategy that this project is doing. They created a TikTok account and they aim to go viral, pretty much like Ponke did. You probably guys are familiar with Ponke. This project is aiming to do something like Ponke did with Instagram Reels and TikToks. So it definitely takes a plus. It's not something that a lot of projects are going to do, but it's another green flag that makes me very confident into this project. So I hope that this makes a very good use case for this video. Then I said already, the tokens in circulation, I would add the wallet address distribution, good social media presence, strong community. For the community, make sure to go on their Telegram, check if they're having voice and video hangouts, check if the devs are active, if they give updates about the roadmap, etc. And for anything else that, you know, it's all trends that nobody gives a damn about, buy and sell taxes, no website, no posting on social media. And also, if the 100% of the tokens are not in circulation and we see also seed rounds and private rounds, this is not a good outlook for memes, because a meme should be as fair launch as possible and as fair distributed as possible. So absolutely something that needs to be under your radar. Okay, so this is pretty much it for this video. I hope that you guys were able to take some value out of it. I'm sure that you did, because this video was absolutely value packed, and I can't believe that I posted this for free. It should have been included in my VIP community, but I decided to bring it out to you, to the public, because I know that a lot of people are diving into this. I want to help people and I want to make sure that you succeed in your journey of creating wealth through meme coin trading. It seems outrageous, but so many people are being minted millionaires right now, and I want you to succeed. And because of this, I'm going to remind you to join my private group, because the prices are increasing sooner than later. So make sure to join ASAP if you're interested, to avoid disappointment, because the prices, by the time you're watching this video, they probably will already be up. You're going to get all these benefits: private Discord access with buy and sell alerts, trading signals, VIP hangouts, portfolio reviews, access to private sales, and even my courses, access to my 3-in-1 course bundle as part of my lifetime membership, which is probably my best value for money offer. Honestly, there's so much value out of this group that I can't stress it enough in a few words and in a simple 1-minute segment at the end of this video. So join it even for 1 month. If you don't like it, you're going to leave. There's no commitment whatsoever, but I'm sure that you're going to stay there, because you're going to be printing money sooner than you know. You might have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to create generational wealth, so don't mess it up. I hope to see you there and help you out with your crypto investing journey. And until then, take care for now.